I want to do stand-up. And I love doing movies and I love doing TV shows, but being in movies and TV shows helps me to do more stand-up. It keeps my name out there and I can book better gigs and get a good audience that come in. I don't need to work in an arena. I just need a small theater full of people that are really into what I'm doing, and that's all I need. I'm
like
happy.
Immediate gratification, sort of an interaction, connection, immediate connection.
And the possibility that it can go wrong. Do
you like when it goes wrong?
I don't like when it goes wrong, but I love the possibility of, okay, I could have lost him here for a second and now I got to get him back. That thrill to me is amazing. There's such a fucking thrill to that. I don't know if you've done live theater, yeah?
Yeah.
There have got to be nights where some nights where like everything is clicking, everything is clicking the audience, and there's other shows I'm sure where you and the cast are backstage like we just didn't connect it. We didn't connect. Not only did we not connect, it just we didn't connect, and then it just kept going downhill from there. Yeah, and there's a weird thrill to that.
You know, one of my favorite moments was I was doing a play called The Heidi Chronicles.
About Heidi Fleiss.
No, it would have been more interesting. Very interesting. I was doing this, and it's just really the two of us on stage, me and the other the actress. Mm-hmm. And she pulls something off this table, and the whole table, everything falls off. The chip bowl, the punch, everything falls off. And I could see the fear in her face. Right. And it's something I never expected. Mm-hmm. And still to this day, I just looked at it, I go, well, I guess you should help me clean this up. And we did all the dialogue. We forgot about our blocking. Mm-hmm. And as we're picking up the chips, we continued the conversation.
See, I bet that made it seem better.
I remember the energy. I remember the nerves. I remember the excitement. It was just all so raw. And again, the audience right there. And was that supposed to happen? Was it not supposed to happen? I think they probably knew it wasn't supposed to happen. It was a mess.
But you went along with the stuff.
I went along with it. Like you were saying.
It changed the energy.
It changed the energy. And it was just one of the best moments as an actor for me that I was able to, you find a way. Like you're saying with stand-up. Yeah. You're bombing. You got to find a way. Find a way out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but you got to just continue to.
And it's thrilling for an audience to see it going a certain way and then you pull it out at the last minute.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like it. I would rather go on stage and do my material and it really, really goes well. And for the most part, it does. Yeah. But those nights when it goes off the rails and I got to find a way back, it does. Like that audience will always remember you. They will always like, yeah, we're coming back to see that
But do you
guy.
ever say something like, oh, this is going well? Oh, you didn't get that joke. Do you start doing that thing?
You know what? I used to do that because I came out of that whole alt scene in the early 90s, which is all about, oh, I hate myself. This sucks. What is this? You know?
Yeah.
But then
the Mark Maron days.
Well, just the whole, and this, by the way, this translated to movies and music as well. It was that whole shoegazer. We didn't really prepare. Who cares? Whatever. And that's kind of cute a couple of times, but audiences eventually want to come and see a show.
Yeah, they want to see a show, right?
And so eventually I did get to the point where it's like, I don't sit there and go, I'm awesome, but I try not to go, boy, this is going in the shitter. Like I at least want them to feel like I'm excited to be there. And even if something goes wrong, I'm like, I got other stuff. Don't worry about it. Like you're in good hands.
Right.
We have so many outs now in terms of what you want to do creatively. In a weird way, as awful as things were back in the 50s and 60s and 70s, because there were fewer portals through to success, I think it made you focus and work even harder on the few portals that were there.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've kind of lost that. That's one thing that, especially that a lot of comedians, young comedians coming up, and the crop of comedians coming up now is insane. They're so good. But the one thing they've been robbed of because of social media is they don't have their time in the wilderness anymore. They don't have their obscure years. You can film yourself doing crowd work the second you start stand-up, or film yourself and chronicle your whole career from the get-go. You need those years where you're making massive mistakes that no one's seeing, so you truly figure out what you are.
It was better when you didn't have all eyes on you.
Yes.
So you could go and experiment and do things and fail, and nobody had their cameras and nobody had this. And you could just really forget about the bad and just keep working on being better. And now it's everything. It's just,
everything. And although it's interesting because, again, my daughter's now 15 and a lot of her friends are now, and maybe this will be the generation after them and partially their generation. A lot of them, it is becoming fashionable and cool in that generation to not have a digital footprint. They are rebelling against the Gen Xers and the millennials that are extremely online, and their whole thing is, actually, I'm not that easy to find online, and they're not posting a lot of stuff, and they're rejecting that whole influencer grind culture.
What do you think about that?
I don't know yet, because it seems to just be starting, but that's going to be real. I think that'll be really good for art, music, comedy, acting. If people are like, I want my few years of obscurity. I need my obscurity to figure out what I am.